Tricky interview question. Your container is running as root inside Kubernetes. Why is that a security risk and how do you fix it? The answer is security context. This is part 23 of the Kubernetes series. By default, containers in Kubernetes run as a root. That means if an attacker breaks into your container, they have a root access to everything inside it and potentially to the node itself. Security context let you control exactly what your container is allowed to do, who it run as. Think of security context like a job contract. The contract says you are hired as a junior developer, not as a system administrator. You can read files in your department, but you cannot modify the system files. You cannot install software. You work with minimum permission needed to do your job. Security context gives your container exactly that. Minimum required permissions, nothing more. Security context can be set at two levels, pod level and container level. Pod level setting apply to all the containers in the pod. Container level setting apply only to that specific container and it override pod level settings. So there are some key fields to know. Run as user. Which Linux user ID the container process run as. To 1000 means it will run as a non-root user. Never run as user 0. That is root. Second, run as non-root set to true forces Kubernetes to reject the container if it tries to run as root. Third is read only root file system. Set to true, make containers file system read only. The container cannot write anywhere except explicitly mounted volumes. So the fourth is allow privilege escalation. Set to false, prevent the container process from gaining more privileges than it started with. So the fifth is privileged, set to true. Set to true gives the container root level access to the node. Let's understand the file and run a live demo. Look at the pod level. Security context run as user 1000. Means all the container in this pod run as user ID 1000, not root. Run as non-root to true. Kubernetes will reject this pod if the image tried to run as a root. Now look at the container level. Security context. Read only root file system set to true here. This container cannot write to its own file system. Allow privilege escalation to false. That means the process cannot gain extra privileges at runtime. So I will go to demo.sh for all my commands. Yeah, the pod is running now. Tube control execute will get us inside the container. The ID shows the current user. Can you see here? That means our security context worked. Cube control execute will get us inside the container and we are here trying to write a file in the container file system. We will get an error, read only file system. We got this error. Read only root file system blocks it completely. Key takeaway, security context control who your container run as and what it's allowed to do. Ensure minimum permission always. That's all for today. All the code on the YouTube community post. Please check it out and practice yourself. That's very important. Thanks, follow for more.